Look at section 9.1 when we're looking at two proportions. Um, so this is question 3. It says a newspaper published an article about a study in which researchers subjected laboratory gloves to stress. Among 290 vinyl gloves, 69% leaked viruses. Among 290 latex gloves, 14% leaked viruses using the accompanying display. I actually didn't use the accompanying display. I'm just doing this in StatCrunch. But we have a alpha level of 0.01. We want to test the claim the vinyl gloves have a greater virus leak rate than latex gloves. You look at this question, it looks like they're trying to establish which gloves are better to use in a lab. And the evidence is suggesting that it's the latex gloves. But anyway, so what I want to do is I just want to show you what I wrote down on a piece of paper here. All right, so I set up the problem, right? It's really important to do this in an organized fashion, especially when we start talking about two populations, because, well, the numbers have to go in the right places, and we want to model these problems accurately. So I wrote, this is 9.1 homework. I have population 1. Sorry, this is a mistake right here. I'm not sure why I wrote 4 right there. This is 9.1 homework, problem 3, all right? So the vinyl gloves are 290, 69% of those leaked. So we multiplied 290 by 0.69, and then we round it and we get 200 out of 290. Well, this will be necessary for using StatCrunch. Then we look at the latex gloves, and we had 290 latex gloves, 14% of those leaked. So we multiply 290 by 0.14, we round up to 41. So now we have N1, X1, N2, and X2. So the claim is that the vinyl gloves have a greater leak rate. So vinyl gloves represent population 1, or the proportion 1, right? So the null is that they're equal. P1 minus P2 equals 0 means that they're equal. The alternative is that population 1 is greater than population 2. So that means if you subtracted them, that the result would be greater than 0. And so let me show you how we're going to do that. We're going to go to StatCrunch. Let me hide this. We're going to go to StatCrunch, and we're just going to enter these numbers that I wrote down. All right, so we're going to go to Stat, and then we're going to go to Proportion Stats. But this time we're going to select 2 sample. And then we're going to go to with summary because we don't have raw data. Then we'll enter our numbers. So we have 200 out of 290. 200 out of 290. And then in the second sample, we have 41 out of 290. And then we're going to do the hypothesis test that P1 minus P2 is greater than 0. In other words, that P1 is greater than P2. And then, so we don't have to do this, right? Because we're just going to compare the p-value to the alpha level 0.01. But I like to just show the critical value and then change this significance level to 0.01. And then I hit compute. And then as you see, we have a z-statistic. We have a z-statistic of 13.4. And we have a p-value of 0.0001. And that's what we're going to enter into here. And so with the p-value being so low, you could just enter 0 and Pearson will accept that. So that concludes this lesson.